The following is a presentation of the OLSH Sports Network. Welcome aboard. It's OLSH Sports Network's presentation of Charger basketball as the Chargers make the trip down 376 to Industry, PA, and take on the Western Beaver Golden Beavers. Pleasant good evening, everybody. I'm OLSH alongside Don Militzer. We're here in Western Beaver for the final matchup of the season for the Chargers and the Golden Beavers as it's section play. Chargers took care of them last time, Don, but this is another day, another game.
Yeah, and you know, this is their home gym. So anytime you have a team, a conference game in their home gym, you expect the best. Western Beaver is, you know, one of these tough teams where you never know. With that said, the Chargers should be poised to take care of business today, you would hope. But you can never take these things for granted. And, you know, we know that Coach Rodriguez never allows his teams to take anything for granted. So I'm sure these past few days he's been pretty hard on these guys to make sure that they're ready to play tonight for sure. So definitely would expect things to, you know, possibly be closer than they were the last time out.
Well, as you can see there, the Chargers come in with a record of 14-4. They're 9-1. That's the important number. They're 9-1 in section. Golden Beavers still looking for their first section win. 0-10. They're 2-15 overall as we come into the matchup tonight.
Yeah, it's been a rough year for them, but if you look at their roster, they have quite a few young players coming in today in the back gym. They had some of their JV players. No JV game tonight, so that's why we're on early. But they do have some kids at the younger levels you could see that are working hard. So for them, this is the ability to kind of, you know, get ready to play. And, you know, play a good conference opponent and get better. So I think that's what, you know, Coach Dave from Western Beaver is going to be looking for tonight is improvements. When you're having a season like this, I've been through it as a coach. We all have. When you have seasons like this, you look for that incremental improvement. So, you know, his rallying cry to the guys is, hey, you got a home game tonight against a very good opponent, the fourth-ranked team in the Whippeal. Let's put on a better showing than we did last time.
Yeah, absolutely. They got a short bench, the Western Beaver does, but they got a couple nice players that we can watch tonight. One of them being number 25, Jackson Lillard. He opened my eyes the first time we played him. He can handle the ball and he can shoot and score, and he's built like we were talking about, he's built like a wrestler, so he's got some strength in him.
Yeah, I noticed that last time on the broadcast, Al. He's a tough kid. Everything kind of goes through him. We've seen a couple teams like that this year, kind of like when you've seen the Union Scotties and some teams like that where he dominates the basketball for them. He's going to have the ball in his hands every time down the court and start the offense and distribute. Solid player as a senior. You know, I'm also, you know, looking at P.J. Silly, the 6'2", junior from Western Beaver. He's shown some potential. Definitely has the size and athletic ability to be a heck of a player. And, you know, the short bench, I think, for Coach Dave and Western Beaver allows them to kind of really get these guys experience. So looking forward to seeing a couple of these guys tonight and how they compete. And, again, this is their home gym.
Right.
And I'll say, I love this gym. I love these small Western PA venues. But as far as our boys go, they probably have not seen a small gym like this all year. And, you know, and that changes the perspective. I mean, as much as I changed to football, I played basketball my whole life. And there's a big difference adjusting to the depth perception shooting in a smaller gym as opposed to the bigger gyms. You know, this gym is probably even a little bit tighter than OLSH. It's smaller than OLSH's gym. Even though we haven't played a home game there. Cornell's a nice sized gym, and Moon's obviously really large. So I would venture to guess this is the smallest venue we've played in all year, and that does affect things sometimes.
It's definitely up there as far as small gyms. You'll see once the game gets started that the end lines are only 2 or 3 feet from the walls, so there's not much room for run out on either one of these. And you can see, as I'll switch the camera over here, you can see across the way by the benches are up against the wall, and there's literally no room between their feet and the court. So it's small, compact. All the bleachers are on the one side, which is fine. I got no problem with that. But it is a nice little gym. I like it.
No, I think for me, I look at it as, this is the kind of thing that gives you a home court advantage.
Right.
If you're Western Beaver. If I played here or coached here, that would be something I would kind of embrace. Like teams coming in to have that. We're used to it, They're not. I mean, if you're a Chargers player or coach right now, you got to make sure you don't trip anybody coming down the court. And I'm not saying that jokingly. It's
right.
A real thing. I mean, things like that can impact a game or change a game. And, I think Van and Patty shouldn't have stretched their legs out. That's for sure. But again, if I'm Coach Rodriguez tonight, we've talked about this the past couple of weeks. You got to hold serve with the top teams in AA right now, and holding serve means going in and getting conference wins on the road. And again, that's what the Chargers' task is tonight. Not to take this for granted. Setbacks in games like this for you when you're competing for a seed and for a conference is what can cost you that seed or that conference. So you got to come in here focused. I will say one of the things, Al, and you could speak to this as well. Like I think the thing from the Union game, what all the guys were talking to me about over the weekend when I was talking to the guys and some of the parents that were at the games, the balance at Union. I mean, Union was a much different team, and we talked about that on
right.
the last broadcast. Union's a heck of a basketball team, and we see the Lucas Stanley be the guy, but he has some nice pieces around him
right.
that weren't able to show up when they played us at Cornell. And the game against Union was close throughout the contest. But I think what everybody was mentioning is the balance the Chargers showed with balanced scoring throughout the lineup, some people chipping in on the bench, and just a really balanced team effort from the Chargers. So if we see that tonight, and it's kind of the formula we've been talking about, Tiernan and Jake kind of doing their thing on the boards, they're being your primary scorers, Austin and Luca playing defense and distributing, Van dominating on the inside, and our bench rotation coming in strong. That's kind of what we want to see tonight. So if you're the Chargers, that's what you want to see. You want to see you want to run the offense, you want to play good defense, and get better.
Yeah, it's and if you're Western Beaver, like you said, they just need to come out here and try to disrupt what the Chargers are trying to do. And the Chargers, as you said, to keep pace with the top teams in Class 2A, the Chargers need to do what they're expected to do against a team like Western Beaver. They need to come out and beat Western Beaver. And Western Beaver, they got nothing to lose. They can just go out here and be loose and play.
Absolutely. And the AA bracket, I mean, we look at it, the new rankings for this week, Greensburg Central Catholic staying in at number 1, Jeanette at number 2. They're in the same conference, so they'll have another battle this year. Greensburg got them the first time. Sewickley, I got to see them this weekend now. They're an interesting bunch. I'll say that. They have 2 really Division I caliber looking guys as sophomores that look the part and play the part. But again, I kind of question their section, and it's not to knock any teams there, but I think out of the AA sections, the one Greensburg's in, that top one, and the one we're in with Neshannock are the 2 best sections, with the other 2, having some top-heavy teams, we'll say. But Sewickley's coming in at 3. The Chargers are in there at 4 this week with Neshannock at 5. And the rankings kind of speak to what I said there. You have 2 teams, 2 conferences, 4 out of the 5 spots in Sewickley. But Sewickley's intriguing. Like I said, I got to see them this week, and those 2 guys are as good as advertised. They're twin towers. So, it should be interesting to see how this plays out. But there's teams like Union in AA and Clairton and Riverview, teams like that can easily get a game early on in the playoffs. So Should be interesting as we go down the stretch here.
Yeah,
And this is the first time I've seen the blacks now.
Oh,
in person, yeah.
Oh, the way,
DOA,
yeah. So, yeah, you were talking about the rankings that came out on Wednesday on the PG, and the Chargers in the top 5 for the first time this year. They were non-ranked coming in from last week. And Neshannock, with that OLSH's big win over Neshannock, knocks Neshannock from number 2 all the way down to 5. And then the 3 and 4 teams, Jeanette and Swickley Academy, bump up 1, and OLSH goes in at 4. So that's the mix-up in 2A. Hey, we'll step aside. We'll come back with the starting lineups here tonight, and we'll get underway. Don't you dare go away here on the OLSH Sports Network. It's the Chargers and the Golden Beavers.
When I enter the door, I feel welcome. My child feels welcome. What drew us and kept us was the sincere rooting in faith.
They really care about your kids on an academic level and also as a person.
It's a safe place for our kids to really stretch and grow. There's just so many opportunities.
They have something that will make a child succeed and thrive.
If you want a good college prep school, this is it.
We've had such a positive experience here. We really can't say enough of how blessed we are by OLSH.
And we welcome you back inside the gym here at Western Beaver. First off, I want to thank everybody at Western Beaver, the AD and the assistant AD. Been very gracious. We got here early, and they said, here, go up there and set up. So good deal there. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. So let's get these starting lineups out here for these two teams. First, for the visiting Chargers, they will send Coach Mike Rodriguez will send this lineup out, and stop me if you've heard this before. Starting at a forward is a 6'5 senior, number 0, Van Cavels. At a guard position is a 5'11 junior, number 1, Austin Avsek. Another guard is a 6' senior, number 11, Luca Grasafi. At a forward is 6'3 junior, number 22, Jake Johnson. And at the final fifth starter is a 6'3 sophomore guard, number 23, Tiernan McCullough. Once again, for the Chargers, it's Cavels, Avsek, Grasafi, Johnson, and McCullough. For the home Western Beaver, Golden Beavers, Dave Cottaby is the head coach for Western Beaver, and he sends this starting lineup out. Starting at a guard is a 5'10 junior, number 14, Dakota Trainer. At a forward position is a 6'2 junior, you mentioned him, Dawn, number 15, PJ Silly. At a guard position, a 5'10 junior is number 22, Carter Marshall. Another guard is a 5'7 sophomore, number 24, Nate Schwartz. And the guy I mentioned is a 5'10 senior forward, number 25, Jackson Lillard. Again, for the Golden Beavers, it's Trainer, Silly, Marshall, Schwartz, and Lillard. And we'll get the national anthem here, and we don't have to turn anywhere. We can just stand straight ahead, Don.
Yep, flag right across from us.
We want to remind you our next broadcast is going to be on Thursday, as the girls will host Riverside at Cornell High School. It's youth night, as well as Friday night, as the boys will host Shenango Wildcats. And we got the national anthem. We'll listen in. righty. As I was saying, Thursday and Friday are youth nights. We'll talk about that more during the broadcast. And it will be Thursday night will be Coach Mike Rodriguez's debut here on the mic. He'll be joining me for that call.
Yeah, I keep teasing him. He couldn't let me shine a little bit, you know. I've been enjoying it, you know. It's one of those things, you know. He had to do his thing, so. But he's obviously senior here. He's senior here at the school, so I got to let him go. But no, it should be exciting. I mean, you talk about a guy that obviously knows the game a little bit,
yeah.
And he's excited to do it too. I think it's a good thing for our school and for our athletics program. And one of the things you'll notice about OLSH is, you know, we're all in this together. It's a very cohesive athletic department right now, and it's a credit to Coach Mack and everything that he's done, and you too, Al. I mean, you do a great job of communicating with all the coaches, and you know, so it's great to see that when the other coaches can come and be a part of this, and you know, that's what it's all about at a small school like this.
Yep.
And again, you know, I want to credit Western Beaver. You know, that's one of the things I love about playing schools like this. You know, they have that tight-knit, small field just like we do at OLSH.
Yep. I mean, you see other teams with T-shirts that say we're family and all that, but here at OLSH, it's not just a word on a shirt. It's a way of life. So it's really special here at OLSH.
Well, the whole diocese is small. As we were talking, the superintendent was giving me a little call there. So I'll have to call her after the game and see if I'm in trouble. So, but no, again, the diocese in general, I want to mention it's Catholic Schools Week. So a big celebration week for the entire diocese. You know, I know at my elementary school, Ave Maria, we've been having a fun week, and even the high school kids still have a fun week for Catholic Schools Week. A great week to honor what we do in the Catholic schools and the reason we're here. So always celebrating Catholic schools, and you know, this week it's just a little more out in front.
Yep, there's no doubt. We'll talk about more about that during the broadcast as well. So. Getting ready to get underway here. It will be Silly and Cables to get us started. Cables tips it back to AFSEC. We are underway. McCullough to Cables underneath for Johnson. Comes away, and just that fall-away jump shot that he likes to do. Don, he puts it in, and Chargers are on top 2-0.
Yeah, and it's important to get him going early here. In every game, you know, Jake's a guy you want to get going.
Lillard with a three on the way off the rim. Tracked down by Trainer right on the end line. He saves it, though. Gets it in to Marshall, kicks it out. It's Trainer again. Let's go down the lane. Throws it up, no good. Rebound. He gets his own rebound. Trainer goes up and ties it up.
A couple early rebounds, uncharacteristic for the Chargers to allow 2 offensive boards.
Grisafi now will give it back to Austin, back to Luca. Luca, 3 on the way, Hart off the rim, and that's tracked down by Schwartz, and here come the Golden Beavers. It's Trainer again, works in against Grisafi. Out 3 on the way, rattles around, and it comes out. This time it's taken away by McCullough. He works 2-on-2, lays it off the glass, and what a move there by McCullough.
Great move by Tiernan, pressure from the Chargers.
Dakota Trainer gets it back to Lillard. Over to Schwartz, back to Lillard, and they'll play catch up top. Just underway here in the first. At Western Beaver, Lillard from the elbow, no good. Rebound by Silly. Gets it out to Marshall, and he loses it out of bounds. It'll be Charger ball.
I think you undersold Lillard a little bit, Al. I mean, you mentioned built like a wrestler. He's more like a bodybuilder. I mean, he's a big kid.
He's solid.
He's solid as a rock down there, man.
It's going to take some doing to move him.
He's my kind of basketball player, you know.
He's your kind of linebacker.
Yes.
There's Cables at the elbow inside to Johnson. Back to Cables off the glass with the hoop and the harm.
That's where we need to attack against a team like this. They're packing it in with the 2-3 zone, but even with the 2-3 zone, we still have the size. You know, and all three of our buckets are in the paint early, and I would expect more of that from the Chargers.
No, they don't put the fouls up here, so I didn't see who that was on. And he completes the traditional three-point play. Full court pressure by the Chargers. He back off a little bit. His trainer comes down the lane. He stumbles a bit, a little bit of a travel. Another turnover. Chargers will have the ball. Avsek looks over to Coach Rod. Moves it across the timeline to Grisafi. Into Cables again. They play catch. Same play. Johnson back to Grisafi. 3 on the way. Nothing doing. McCullough comes down with the rebound, looking for some help. He goes up himself instead.
Very just patient by Tiernan, finding an opening.
Here comes Trainer again. Lays it up, won't go. Too much spin on the ball. Here comes Austin Avsek with that burst of speed off the glass. Won't go, and a rebound's brought down by Marshall. Here come the Golden Beavers. Taken away by Austin. 3-on-1 for the Chargers. This time it's McCullough again.
I thought he was thinking about dunking there, Al.
I thought he had that look in his eye.
He had the look, and then I think he heard Coach Rod's voice in his sleep.
Ball's taken away from Marshall. Here comes Grisafi. Luka makes a move off the glass and a little bit short. Johnson's there to recover. Out to Avsek to Cables. Cables, he lost control of that, tipped it back up a third time, and he draws the foul.
Van caught that. I think he was a little unsure about where he was at with the ball. He had more room to land than he realized, so he put it up and padding the stats with the rebound. The size, after the first possession where Western Beaver got a couple rebounds, we've been pretty much dominating the board since then.
Dakota Trainer picked up that foul. Checking in for the Golden Beavers is Kai Hudson. Having a seat is P.J. Silly.
We'll keep track of the fouls here since we don't see him on the board. We missed the first one.
I don't know who it was, the first one. And Cables goes 1 for 2. And it's a 10-point lead. They get it across to Hudson. Hudson goes into the paint. He'll lay it up, and it won't roll in. Cables will take it off the rim.
A couple of tough rolls here for the Beavers.
McCullough, 3 on the way. Nothing but nylon.
Tiernan having a really good start to this one out.
There's Hudson underneath. He gets a bucket for the Golden Beavers.
Golden Beavers have had a couple nice looks. They just haven't had a lot to fall.
Johnson. McCullough. Off the iron, no good from three-point land. Avsek will get the ball down the lane. He goes, and he floats it in. 3:50 to go here in the first. It's Lillard to the free throw line. Jump shot from the elbow. It's good. Jackson Lillard gets on the board.
I love. He might be one of my favorite players so far this year.
He is. He's fun to watch.
He reminds me of one of those guys you go to LA Fitness and he pumps out, about 315 on the bench and then goes in and runs some pickup games. I love it.
Timeout called by Coach Rod. It's a 30-second timeout. I want to remind you, if you want more information on the OLSH Chargers for rosters, stories, and more, visit www.olshathletics.org. Special thanks go out to our website sponsor, which is Covenant Financial Advisors. With 3:35 left here in the first, Chargers out to an 11-point lead.
Nice balanced scoring early, too, from the Chargers, even though Tiernan has 9 of the 17. Everybody else has gotten some looks. Luka hasn't had his shots fall, but he's had a couple great looks. If they're sagging in that 2-3 zone, the wings are going to have the ability to get some shots off here. So we'll see if that develops, and we can get some, Luka and Austin, the guard, some shots on the outside here too, if they're going to stay in that zone. But it looks like they're in man now.
Yep. Cable's at the free throw line, kicks it out to McCullough, back to Avsek. Down the lane he goes, kicks it out. Luka going to try his arm at the three. It doesn't go. Rebound brought down by Hudson, and here come the Golden Beavers.
Well, they fell back in that 2-3 zone. Just like I said, Luka got another good look on the wing. So
Braden Mayo in the lineup for the Golden Beavers off that timeout. Here's Hudson, their side wing. Lillard to Marshall, or Schwartz rather. Back out to Lillard. Working against Grisafi, too strong on the little mid-range jump shot. Out of bounds, off of Western Beaver. With 2:48 left, the Chargers will have the ball.
Little matchup zone again here from Western Beaver.
Avsek gives it to Johnson. Backs it off into the corner to Cables. Underneath the bucket. That one's blocked and out of bounds, and it comes right to Schwartz, and Avsek's going to pick up the foul. His first, team's first. That one was easy.
Van got a little contact there and felt a little uncomfortable, we'll say.
Yeah.
But back down the court.
Here's Schwartz, brings it across the timeline, works against Austin Avsek. Over to Mayo. Back to Schwartz.
Good active hands.
Johnson knocked it away. Mayo brings it back across inside for Hudson. Spin move off the glass, nicely done.
Kai Hudson, a little spark here for the Golden Beavers off the bench, keeping them within striking distance.
6-foot sophomore. Avsek with the floater from the elbow. Mayo, they work it around. Schwartz gets it. Almost taken away by Avsek. Lillard from the fall-away jump shot. And it's Tiernan McCullough with the rebound. Here comes Austin. Avsek down the lane. Waits for everybody to fly by and softly off the glass. And we got a untied shoelace, and we got some substitutions now. It'll be Frankie Egrick and Owen Minzer checking in for the Chargers, as well as Patty Altmar. With 1:30 to go here in the first. Mayo to Lillard. Top of the key. Marshall has it knocked away. Altmar gives it to Johnson. He's got a lane, lays it up and in, and Johnson is on the board. I believe that's his first points, right?
Second. He actually has 4. He hit one in the early going. He hit a basket in the lane in the early going, but nice job getting out and running.
Another foul on the Chargers. I didn't see who that was on.
Hopefully that doesn't become an issue today.
No.
Because we don't have the board to help us out.
Well, Avsek wasn't in, so somebody else with their first foul. Is Marshall fighting in amongst the trees, gets the bucket. Frankie Egrick. Owen Minzer. Back to Frankie. Altmar to Frankie. Minzer. Had it tipped. Goes around the boards. There's Johnson. Waits for Hudson to fly by, and Johnson with another one.
Just really a great, just you're really seeing Tiernan and Jake the past few weeks just really just get comfortable, and that's scary for opponents.
Oh, Lillard tried to get into the lane. He saw the opening. He moved too quickly. He travels. It's a turnover with 18 seconds left here in the first. Minzer to Johnson. Has it knocked out of his hands. Here comes Mayo. 3-on-1, actually. Mayo to the glass. Didn't go, but he drew the foul.
Got Owen Minzer on that one.
Yep. 4 seconds to go, and Mayo will be at the line for a couple. Braden Mayo, he's a 5'7" sophomore. Looks taller than that from up here.
Yeah, but they got Liller listed at 5'10", and I feel like they got them switched up.
They're measuring his hair. Mayo's hair is spiked up.
Giving him a couple extra inches because of the biceps.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah. And he goes 1 for 2. Minzer to trigger with 4 seconds left.
Got to get it in.
McCullough has it. 2 seconds. Gets it off. Just wide. And we've completed 1 with the score. Chargers 25. Golden Beavers 11. I want to remind you that there's no better way to see yourself as an OLSH student than to become an OLSH Charger for a day. All 8th grade students and transfers to grades 10 11. You're invited to join us as a shadow for the day and experience firsthand what it's like to be a student here at OLSH. You'll be assigned a Charger ally, which is your host for the day. You'll attend classes, meet the teachers and students, and eat lunch on us. Register for your experience at www.olsh.org/visit. Also, did you know that you can earn money for OLSH Athletics when you purchase gift cards through Raise Right? The Athletics General Fund receives a percentage of each physical and e-gift card bought by our program participants. If you have questions or want to learn more, email Sarah Stuckman at sstuckeman@olsh.org. Getting ready to start the second stanza of 8 minutes. And it will start with the Golden Beavers with possession.
Similar lineup, as you said, for the Beavers. They don't have Golden Beavers. They don't have a deep bench. Chargers are all substitutes at this point, with the exception of Jake, is the only starter out there right now.
Oh yeah, Tommy Moses in the lineup now too. Long 3 by Schwartz. That's an air ball out of bounds. Turnover to the Chargers with 7:45 to go in a half.
You see that short sideline kind of play in a factor there. I mean, Mayo looked like he wanted to save that ball, but he had no room.
Who was that?
Jake Johnson again.
Johnson again.
He's up to 8 for the half.
Turnover or takeaway. Egrick hands it off to Johnson. Back to Minzer. He'll set the offense. Moses to Egrick. Nice pass there to Patty. He steps back and pops it in.
Great footwork by Patty Altmer there.
He's been getting so good in the paint. That one's knocked out of bounds by Johnson.
Just comfortable. I mean, he's been getting comfortable, and he's slowing himself down. Sometimes with Patty, and I talked to them when he's kicking as well. Like he almost rushes himself. With his size and ability and strength, sometimes he just needs to slow it down a little bit, and that's what he did there. Really enjoying watching him develop this year.
It was. It's. I mean, both on the football field and here on the hardwood. Here's Schwartz over to Mayo. Launches a quick 3. In to clear it out is Egrick. Frankie will bring it up the court. Frankie, the 5'11" sophomore for the Chargers. Long 2. Drained by Mr. Johnson.
The corner is his spot, Al. If he gets in there, that corner shot's almost a layup for Jake. I mean, when he's in that corner, it's nice, easy stroke.
Moses with the rebound there. Hudson lost control of the ball, basically going up. Egrick fakes the shot. He gets double teamed and he finds Minzer. Egrick, he's going to launch a 3. Doesn't go, but it's tracked down by Mayo, and here come the Golden Beavers. Approaching 6 to go here in the half. It's Trainer, Dakota Trainer.
More I watch Jake, Al, he reminds me so much of, and this is high praise. Oh, big 3.
Trainer drains the 3.
Reminds me so much of Jake DeMichael, and just like his body movements and his shooting ability.
Good point. I never thought of that, but yeah, you're right. That one's knocked away. Here comes Schwartz, a 3-on-1 for the Golden Beavers. Trainer lays it up and in and draws the foul.
Spark here from Dakota Trainer. 5 quick ones by himself. A little 5-0 run for all Dakota Trainer. Chance to make it 6-0.
Yep. Chad Minton will check in for the Chargers. Owen Minzer will have a seat.
That was his second foul on Owen. But yeah, high praise. You know, I don't want to give those high comparisons, but just kind of, Jake was like that. He just had that smooth jumper, and it was automatic.
And the quiet demeanor on the floor.
Yes, yes.
Can't get the free throw to go. Moses clears it and hands it off to Frankie. Frankie, Minton fakes the 3, gets it into Moses. Back out to Minton. Johnson looking, trying to get it to Moses. Does. Moses gets double teamed in the corner, finds Johnson. Jake off the glass, too strong. Altmaier gets it knocked out of his hands. He gets it back, and he'll softly lay it in.
Really good minutes here early for Patty off the bench in his action today here.
Jackson Lillard back in the lineup for the Golden Beavers. Into the corner it goes to Hudson. 3 on the way. That's way too strong. Johnson clears that air ball. Gets credit for a rebound there. Over to Frankie. Frankie thought about going back to Johnson. Instead, it's Chad Minton for the 3.
Great job moving the ball there, and Chad with a nice stroke from the corner.
Chad, the 5'10 junior guard for the Chargers. Dakota Trainer gets the 3 up, no good. Knocked out of Hudson's hands, and we're going to have should be a jump ball. It is. And the ball will go over to the Chargers. Starting lineup comes back in for the Chargers. Great minutes there by the bench for the Chargers. Johnson has a seat as well.
Yeah, Chad Minton stays on the
Yep.
court. Shout out to Kai Hudson here for the Golden Beavers. I mean, he's an athletic kid. He's made some nice athletic plays here as a sophomore.
3 on the way, nothing doing. And there, speak of the devil, there's
he's a nice,
Kai
he does
Hudson.
a nice job on the boards. Tell he's got a lot of potential here.
Schwartz, long 3 on the way, no good. McCullough comes away with it, and he'll bring it up himself. Tiernan looking for some help, he'll turn it back. Have Sec to Minton in the corner. He says, I'm going to launch another 3. This one doesn't go. And once again, Hudson with the rebound. He goes down the lane, little Euro step, underhand layup, no good. Chad Minton with the rebound. Up ahead, McCullough got it too far. Minton gets it back. He'll lay it up off the glass. Doesn't get it to go, but he draws the foul.
Great job by Chad to follow up on that rebound. Tiernan ran out of room. And it was,
he did.
You mentioned that wall. I mean, it definitely changes your game a little bit. You could tell he kind of almost pulled up a little short there and ends up hitting the wall hard.
Chad for 2. The first one's a little short.
It almost has that arena football feel to it. Arena football feel to it here with those close walls.
And Chad goes 1 for 2. Marshall against the pressure. Avsek, it's knocked away by the Chargers. Here comes Austin Avsek. Lays it off the glass, too strong. Rebound by Grasoffi. He throws it up and it rolls in.
Tough shot by Luka there. He gets on the board.
3:12 to go here in a half. Schwartz almost traveled to Lillard. To Silly. He gets knocked out of bounds. Off the Chargers, stays with the Golden Beavers. Mayo comes back in as Marshall has a seat for Western Beaver.
Coach Katavi has 8 guys. He uses all 8.
Yes, he does.
So all the pretty good rotation going on for both teams right now. A lot of guys on the floor. It's always good to see.
You see Trainer over there on the Golden Beaver bench getting taped up. And that one was silly.
You mentioned him in the pregame hour as a guy to watch.
Under 3 to go here. Grasoffi. Cables from the elbow. Minton. Here's Avsek. Over to Grisafi. We get a foul against the Golden Beavers.
That one was against Lillard.
Minton will have a seat as Tommy Moses checks in for the Chargers with 2:39 left.
Little grab there by Hiller as Austin was coming around, as he was coming around the pick.
They get it into Cables. Bobbles it momentarily. He gets double teamed in the corner and finally taken away by Schwartz. Hudson into the paint. And a foul on the Chargers. Moses.
Could have been a walk there. I mean,
it was close. It was close. Lillard will trigger from the baseline. Get it out to Mayo. Hudson has it knocked away. Avsek will end up with it. Austin will let the crowd rush by. Inside Moses trying to get at the Cables. And Moses crashes up against that padding and
getting the arena football game broke out there. Ball, basketball hitting the wall, players going over the wall.
Chargers getting a little sloppy last couple trips up the court here. I think they're trying to rush it a little bit.
Absolutely. Got to get a little more deliberate in the half-court set if there's nothing there on the leak out.
Lillard, far side. Long three on the way, and it goes down from Schwartz. Avsek to Moses. Grisafi fakes the three, brings it in. Mid-range jump shot, no good. Hudson will come down with it. Bobbled a minute, and he gets behind the D. Hudson lays it up and in.
It's Hudson again.
Here comes Avsek, a minute 23 left. Austin working against Mayo. Kicks it out to Grisafi. To Cables. Avsek from the corner. No good. Cables with the rebound. Reverse layup. And it's good.
Great athletic sequence there by Van. First of all, a great pass. A way to crash the boards on the shot. Kind of had to contort the body a little bit. Contort that big frame.
That one's knocked away, and it's Avsek will end up with it behind everybody. Lays it up and in. Back to a 20-point lead for the Chargers with 47 seconds to go here in the half. Get it to Hudson in the corner from the paint. Fall away jump shot, no good. Moses pulls it down, and he looks up and finds out he's leading the pack. There's a push on Lillard. That'll be a foul on Jackson. .31 seconds to go. Quickly, Marshall will check in. I bet you Jackson has a seat. Nope. I'm going to have Silly sit down. Silly of me.
I was waiting for that one. You had planned that one.
They get it in. McCullough, 2. Rattles around, no good. Moses with the rebound. He puts it up. He gets fouled. With 27 seconds left.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of who they're sending in with the foul numbers here.
Oh, we got a technical foul. Technical foul on Lillard.
Yeah.
So he got the foul.
Is he done, or is he just...
No, there's 27 seconds left. He's probably coming out and...
taking a deep breath.
So... with those fouls, that puts the Chargers into bonus for the final 27. Moses will be at the line at least for the 2, and then they got the technical to shoot. So... and the technical, they can have anybody shoot. So...
yeah.
And that means they'll get to keep the ball as well.
is Mr. Howard. I teach environmental science and anatomy, and sometimes chemistry. And as my first year here at OLSH, I'm most excited to get to know all the new students and the community.
Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Rothenberger. I teach period 1 and 2 freshman biology. I'm super excited about my first year of teaching and I can't wait to get to know all of you.
Hi, this is Ms. Manuel. I'm going to be teaching Intro to Theater Arts this year, and I'm so excited to be back here for the school year, but mainly excited to be in the classroom.
I'm Mr. Witechko. I'm teaching Introduction to Video Production, and I can't wait to see what my students make this year.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Valacorsa. I teach music here at OLSH, and I am most excited this year to make music with my new choir.
Hi, I'm Dr. London. I teach Theology 3 and Latin. I'm excited to be back, especially among the students in the classroom full-time this year.
Good morning. My name is Sharon Mazzio. I am the latest addition to the main office here. I am the main office administrative assistant. Your positivity and warmth since I came to the school actually makes me feel right at home. So I'm looking forward to working with you all, and I'm happy to be here.
When I enter the door, I feel welcome. My child feels welcome. What drew us and kept us was the sincere rooting and faith.
They really care about your kids on an academic level and also as a person.
It's a safe place for our kids to really stretch and grow. There's just so many opportunities.
They have something that will make a child succeed and thrive.
If you want a good college prep school, this is it.
We've had such a positive experience here. We really can't say enough of how blessed we are by OLSH.
Yeah, welcome you back here inside the gym at Western Beaver. If you had a glitch in the stream, I apologize. We had a bandwidth issue. I don't know what happened, but we got it back. And we welcome you back. Hey, future Chargers, seats are limited, so don't miss your chance to save your spot in the OLSH class of 2029. We can't wait to see you here at OLSH. To apply, go online to www.olsh.org/apply. And if you're interested in supporting our OLSH Chargers, visit www.olshathletics.org and check out the fundraisers section in the Fan Zone tab for the latest fundraising opportunities. And don't forget, the OLSH placement test is going to take place on Saturday, February 8th, for all 8th grade students interested in attending OLSH in the fall of 2025. Top scoring students will be eligible for the St. John Newman Academic Merit Scholarship. To register, email the admissions office at admission@olsh.org. And you want to save the date to join us on Wednesday, February 19th at 7 p.m. in the OLSH Auditorium as OLSH's Speaker Series welcomes Dr. Shannon D. Williams. This event is free and open to the public. So visit www.olsh.org/speaker series for more information and to secure your seat. So an eventful second quarter there, Don.
Well, kind of at the end, I was able to go down a little bit and get some information. And, you know, the foul trouble, the only one with foul trouble was Owen Minzer with 3 for OLSH, but the Golden Beavers are down to 7. Jackson Lower was assessed double technical, so he won't be returning. You know, young men make mistakes, and, you know, I wish him, hopefully, you know, at least they have a few games left because he'll unfortunately miss at least 2. But, you know, again, it's a tough situation. The body language for Western Beaver is not real good right now, Al. You can see it coming out. And, you know, they were pretty game at the beginning of this game, but let's see if they can come out and get a little spark. Chargers-wise, it's that balanced scoring and shot opportunities have been great to see.
And there was Marshall with a quick bucket for Western Beaver as we're underway here in the third. There's Avsek, Grisafi, Cavels, Tiernan McCullough cutting toward the bucket, and he gets the bucket.
Great set there against that 2-3 zone for the Golden Beavers.
Here's Mayo working against Grisafi. gets double teamed now. Avsek knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Golden Beavers.
Yeah, it's really, I feel bad for the Golden Beavers here. It was a little bit of a shame because I thought they brought some great energy in the first half. So hopefully they can get past this. It's kind of like as a coach, you say, this is a gut check time, guys. Had a rough minute there. Breakout here for the Chargers.
McCullough. It's kind of a semi-slant throwdown.
Definitely, well, it goes in the books as a dunk.
Yeah, it does.
But it wasn't that wind-up tomahawk.
It was the soft, yeah. Ball goes out of bounds off the Golden Beavers. Chargers with the ball. Exactly 1 minute gone here in the third.
Still in that 2-3 zone. This is where I mentioned earlier, I'd love to see Luka get a couple more shots from the wing. Try to get him going a little bit with his shot.
Johnson turned around. Nobody was there. He takes a couple steps in. He should have probably just shot it when he first went up.
I don't think he realized. It's one of those things you don't expect to have that much room.
Right. Lost control. Here comes Avsek now. He's got Johnson with him. Avsek says, never mind.
So we got 12 for Austin. We got 3 starters in double figures. Van's hovering around 6. It's with 6. So again, like we talked about in the beginning, some balanced scoring from the starters here from OLSH.
So Marshall in the paint, hands it off to Silly. Taken away by Grisafi. Here comes Avsek into the paint. Stops. Hands it off to McCullough. Almost threw it away, but Avsek back there to pull it in. Grisafi to Johnson. Cables. Rolls it off the glass nicely.
This is what you want to see from the Chargers. You got a little frantic there for a second. Austin pulls it out. They run a set. Stretch the lead out to 30.
Here's a tip ball. McCullough. This one he just lays it in.
The bench wants it though, Al. The bench wants it. They're standing up every
they
time
are.
He gets a leak out.
They are.
We'll see if he can maybe try one here.
Here comes Avsek. Avsek has it taken away by Hudson.
I think we keep forgetting that Tiernan's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
I think by the time he's a senior and he continues to mature, we're going to see some windmills here.
Oh, we said some we saw some magic out of him last year as a freshman. You get it into Cables and it comes out of his hands. And here comes Marshall up the court, makes a move around Avsek. Ooh, and they both, 2 players go into the boards. I'm hockey here. Cables will slam it home, and we're going to have a timeout here for the injured player. Again, that wall that's so close to the backboard, Don.
He ran into it.
He just ran right into it. He goes in it with some energy. He was holding his hip, and they're looking at his feet now. So
this is a tough one as far as the other thing, too, Al, I don't know if you noticed at halftime, is they were at 8.
Now they're at 7.
One of their, Dakota Trainer, who was a spark plug for them, I saw the trainers working on him at halftime.
They were taping him up. He's at the...
Yeah, so he's in some pain as well. So you hope that Carter Marshall's okay here and can go back in. And like I said, it's just a tough situation right now for Coach Katabi. And most of us as coaches have been there. You could see he's coaching his butt off over there trying to get his guys into this. But it's tough. It's tough when you've had a rough season and some negative things happen. It's that avalanche effect. The snowball keeps rolling and rolling for Western Beaver. But I'd like to see him get some buckets here.
So Trainer was coming in, and I see Greiser in there now for Western Beaver. And finally, McCullough, after a couple tries, gets it to fall down.
Coach Rod's talking to his staff here. I think he's talking a little bit, kind of what you saw last time when these 2 played. A lot of subs finishing the game.
Schwartz out to Hudson. Pull-up jump shot, nicely done. Hudson, he's a nice player, too.
Really like him, Al. I think he's a kid that can play for any team in this conference.
Yep.
You could tell.
Yep.
Just as I said that with the substitutions, you got a wholesale change.
Got a line change coming here. Working around Cables, floats it in. That's got to put him in double figures.
Yeah, he's actually at 12. And I'll tell you what, I've had some conversations, and one of my other hats, the clock's still running.
It's a running clock.
Not during a timeout, though, right?
Well, now they're calling a timeout. So, Coach Rod calls a timeout.
Kind of my other hat is the diocesan athletic director for the schools. Talk a lot about how you handle situations like this, and I've had situations over the 3 years of doing that talking about it's tough to be on both ends of this, but when you're on the blowout end of this, how do you handle it? And Coach Rod should teach a class on that, and he's very gracious, and people don't realize when he took over this old program, they were on the other end of this at times. So, he understands it, and I should probably get him to teach a class to some of our coaches in the younger grades. But most of our coaches do a great job. But it's tough. I'll tell you, these games are the hardest ones for me, and I've said in all my years at OLSH, one of the hardest games I had was a game where we beat Carlington by almost 60 points, and no one's happy in those games. You're happy you won, but everybody wanted the ball more, didn't want to come out. So
right, and you can't tell the players as turnover Western Beaver.
That go in,
you can't tell them to hold back. You got to let them play.
And if you remember in that game, we had a young sophomore by the name of Javon Moore who led the Whitfield on rushing last year, and he had 100 yards in a quarter. Oh.
Hudson tried to slam it down. It doesn't go. Here come the Chargers back the other way.
Would have liked to see that go for him.
Yeah, I would have too. Egrick, 3 on the way. And he drains it.
But there you go. In a situation like that, you got a backup kid. Take the shot.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to tell Frankie not to shoot there.
Absolutely. Here's a 3 from Schwartz. Says, take that, Frankie.
Nice couple possessions there by the Golden Beavers. You can tell they're a little more confident with our second group in. But our second group's pretty good.
Yeah. Minzer, long 2. Nothing doing. Moses with the rebound, kicks it back to Minzer. Down the lane, rejected by Hudson. Got a reaching foul. I think Minton's going to be called for this. Yep.
As a coach too, Al, this is one of those games. I'll make an effort after the game to go shake that kid's hand. In these kind of games, and Coach Katabi's probably looking at that. You're seeing a sophomore here that is not backing down. Not backed down from our starters. I mean, I love the effort that we're seeing from Kai Hudson, and you can tell he has a bright future. Not sure if he plays football for the Golden Beavers, but could see him being a good athlete on the football field as well.
Luke Greiser in the lineup, as I mentioned. Loose ball. Work 4 comes up. Marshall back that's in the lineup. That's good to see. Hudson to Marshall. Marshall gets fouled on the floor.
That's going to be on Tommy.
Second foul on the Chargers.
I'm kind of laughing sitting here thinking about Van with that big flush on the dunk. That's the ability when you're a senior, and Coach Rod can only yell at you for about 15 more games. Hopefully about 15 more games. Number 12, Brandon Mayo
with the bucket there.
Tierney's got a couple more years left, so he's going to be a little more careful with those.
Altmar has the ball knocked out of his hands. Ooh, I thought he was out of bounds when he had it, but
yeah, we're not going to call that.
No.
One.
Schwartz gets pushed on his shot. That'll be the 3rd foul on the Chargers. Schwartz beat the line for a couple.
Gotta love Tommy. He threw the hands up after he shoved them back to Coriopolis.
You got to try to sell it.
Tommy, we've talked about him all year. What great minutes, just spark he's provided
off the bench.
The Chargers. Mm-hmm. Another unselfish kid that probably starts for a lot of the teams you see.
Right. And here recently, the last couple weeks, Frankie Egrick's been putting in some great minutes in the backcourt for the Chargers.
Yeah, Frankie's had a really impressive year off the bench. 2 fall there for Schwartz.
Take it away. Here comes Schwartz again. A couple 24s work against each other. Minzer's going to pick up the foul.
It's actually the 4th on Owen Minzer.
4th on the Chargers.
Do got the running clock intact now. You gotta feel like this group will get another few minutes in the 4th, and wouldn't be surprised if we see Coach Rod go pretty deep into the bench today since we didn't have a JV game.
Right. Off of Hudson, out of bounds. Did he get fighting against the double team?
This group has a bunch of little pests, we call them. Guys that are just around the ball at all times for the Chargers. You gotta love it. Nice pass. Great pass.
Patty Altmar.
From Frankie.
That
you
was
called it out.
Good vision for Frankie to that inlet pass. Marshall down the lane, taken away by Minton. Here comes Minzer. Floater. It's good. 3 on the way at the buzzer, no good. And that's how the third ends. We've completed 3. It's the Chargers 70, Golden Beavers 34. We do want to remind you to save the date for the spring open house for the OLSH. That's Sunday, March 23rd from 1 to 3 p.m. Explore all that OLSH has to offer. See what makes OLSH the best independent Catholic high school in our region. Also, save the date. This year's annual OLSH auction is going to take place on Saturday, April 5th at Montour Heights Country Club. Stay tuned for more information as that becomes available. And we mentioned it earlier. Come out and celebrate Youth Night on OLSH basketball on Thursday, January 30th, when the girls take on Riverside, and Friday, January 31st, when the boys take on Shenango. Children in grades 8 and younger will receive free admission with pre-registration. And for more information or to pre-register, go to www.olsh.org/apps/pages/important dates, or you can email admissions@olsh.org.
Same lineup here for both teams that ended the third quarter. Patty's up to 8 on the night, Al.
That's good to see.
No, I'm really enjoying this second group. We've talked about it. They've brought a ton of energy to the Chargers. Kind of what's separating us. Great move there by Kai Hudson again.
Yeah, get himself open away from Patty, but the shot doesn't go. Here comes Frankie up the court. Into Moses. 3 on the way from Chad Mitten.
His second 3 of the night. Puts him at 7.
Here's Schwartz. To Mayo. Braden Mayo back to Luke Schwartz. Or excuse me, Nate Schwartz. Kai Hudson. Tried to get it back to Luke Greiser. That's who I was looking at when I was calling the name before it goes out of bounds. But knocked out by the Chargers.
Thinking back to that big two-handed flush by Cables, it looked like he tried to rip the hoop out of the wall there, Al.
Here comes Minzer down the lane, kicks it inside to Moses. Gets triple teamed, fall away jump shot, no good. Mayo will come away with it. Under 6.5 to go here. Get a foul on the Chargers. I couldn't see who that was on. I think it was on Altmar. Hudson has the ball taken away. Egrick comes up with it. Mitten to Minzer. Minzer looking. Altmar. Little floater again in the lane.
That gets him into double digits. Last one wasn't on Minzer, we know that, because that would have been 5. But, again, I really like what this second group has brought. Well, I don't know about that one. I think Frankie tapped that
I
one.
thought he did, too. I got to agree with the Golden Beavers fans here.
Frankie, you got to love the minutes he's getting to. He's another one that had some nice minutes as a freshman last year, and as a sophomore here has really grown into varsity basketball.
Egrick back to Minzer. Approaching 5 to go here. Mitten.
A little wild there.
Yeah.
Chad.
Schwartz to Marshall. And we got a jump ball. And it's going to stay with the Golden Beavers. Silly will check back in for Mayo for Western Beaver.
Yeah, not a lot of Dakota Trainer in the second half, so I think he...
I think he was flexing his right hand earlier.
Yeah. There's Kai Hudson again. For the Golden Beavers. He's the first Western Beaver player that's that has double digits out. He's up to 10.
Here comes Schwartz one more time. Nate bringing it up. Finally to Hudson in the corner. Baseline drive. slips and goes down. Moses will come up with it. Then it goes into Greiser's hands. Hudson again from the corner. This time he's just going to shoot it. Too strong right into Owen Minzer's hands. It's 3-on-2 for the Chargers. Minzer goes coast to coast.
Nice move.
LA to New York. Timeout called by Coach Rod.
Nice move by Minzer. Look, we're going to get another line change here from the Chargers. And
I
get
think
to see
so.
some guys that love seeing when some guys get to experience varsity basketball here. So it looks like Frankie will stay in, but looks like we got Bruno Williams, Grant, one of your partner, Grant.
Yeah, Grant Kalish.
Isaiah Fields Scholes is getting in there. And I'm trying to see who's the other one over there out.
Is it?
Can't see the number yet.
He hasn't. No, that's Frankie.
Beside
Frankie.
Frankie.
No, beside Frankie. I can't see. I got my eyes closed.
He's got that. Finn McGarvey. It looks like Finn. That's Finn.
Oh,
McGarvey.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, 14. Hey, save the date for the annual Love Walk for the Poor, sponsored by OLSH Campus Ministry, which will take place at OLSH on Sunday, February 9th. Also, help us celebrate Catholic education this week by raising funds for the OLSH through our annual Charger Challenge Charger Challenge fundraising campaign. The campaign is currently running through Sunday, February 3rd. Visit www.olsh.org/Charger Challenge for more information or to make a donation. Under 4 to go here in this one. The only question is what's the final score going to be? Greiser, 3-land, no good.
What's the final score? And if we can get some of these guys in the scorebook here, Al, you love. This is when the guys on the bench love cheering on their guys that cheer them on in all these other games. So they get excited when these guys get in and get a chance to score.
Yep. Here's Finn, back to Frankie. Over to Bruno Williams, Kalish, Grant, my partner, little floater, no good. Schultz with the rebound, it flips out. Schultz tracks it down, sets a screen for Frankie. 3 from the corner.
Nice shot by Frankie, and a great job by Isaiah Scholes there. Just kind of getting that shot open.
Hudson gets it over to Greiser in the corner, and I think Grant's going to pick up the foul here. Yep.
Yeah, great awareness by Isaiah there to get past the open guy in the corner and set a little screen for him.
From 3-land, Greiser no good. Bruno Williams has it taken away. Comes Nate Schultz, kicks it out to Marshall. Marshall down the baseline, gets double teamed, throws it up and in. Nice play by Carter Marshall. Egrick goes right down the lane, hands it off to Schultz. And that was a shot by McGarvey. No good. It goes out of bounds off of Western Beaver, though, with approaching 2 minutes to go in this one. Bruno Williams to trigger it in. Schultz can't handle it. Here comes Greiser. Greiser lays it up and in. Luke Greiser.
His first basket of the night.
Yep. Long 3 by the Chargers. Greiser comes up with it. Schwartz can't get it to go. Egrick with the rebound. Grant Kalish with the 3-ball, no good. Back up the court it comes. Hudson loses it out of bounds. It's going to be off of McGarvey, though.
Good looker for Grant.
He had the open shot. Couldn't get it to go. Hudson in the corner. Kalish all over him. He gets it out to Greiser. Marshall now. Back to Hudson. Hudson throws it up. No good. Rebound no good. Comes around and McGarvey will come up with it with 1:09 to go. With that rolling clock. Finn to Egrick. Egrick gets it in. Trying to get Schultz to get the shot. Nothing doing, and there's a foul on Greiser. 49 seconds to go. Egrick. And that one is taken out of Kalish's hands from behind. Greiser up ahead. Schwartz, another nice little floater from the baseline.
He's had some nice moments tonight out for the Golden Beavers.
Yep. McGarvey, 3 on the way. Won't go with 20 seconds to go. Egrick hands it off to Schultz, and he'll put it up. He can't get it to go. Isaiah, say man, can't get it. 9 seconds. Long 3 by Greiser. Hudson kicks it out. 3 on the way. No good. Hudson can't get it to go. And this one is in the books. And there you see the final. The Chargers come away with a victory with a score of 82-42. The Chargers record goes to
15th win.
Yeah, they are 10-1 in section. They go to 15-4 overall. Western Beaver still looking for their first win in section. They go to 0-11. They are 2-16 overall. Next up for the Chargers, it's a huge game against Shenango on Friday night, and that one will be a youth night at Cornell High School. If you can't be there, and Matt Fargo will be along to bring the action along with me.
Oh, the big guns!
Yeah, bringing out the big guns. And Western Beaver's next contest doesn't get any easier for them. They go up to visit Neshannock on Friday.
Well,
so
and tough situation for them too. They'll be without Tiller in that
Lillard.
game, or Lillard in that game. But again, really like the fight that a couple of those Golden Beaver players saw. I thought Schwartz did a nice job. Had some nice, hit a couple long threes, and Kai Hudson. I mean, they're both sophomores for Western Beaver. So if you're Coach Katabi, I mean, you got to be as disappointed as you are with some of the things that went down today for Western Beaver. You got to be really happy with the effort of 2 young guys, and those are guys that you can build around and go. Quick scoring recap. Schwartz and Hudson were the 2 Golden Beavers. They ended up with 10, Mayo with 3, Greiser with 2, Trainer with 7, Silly with 2, Liller with 2, and Carter Marshall with 6. For the Chargers, we had quite a few guys in double figures. Tiernan McCollum led the way with 17. K-Vols and Avsec each had 12. 10 from Altmar and Johnson. 7 big points from Chad Minton. 6 from Frankie. And then Tommy Moses, Luca Grisafi chipped in with a bucket apiece. And Owen Minzer had two buckets and ended up with 4 points. So kind of that balanced effort that we talked about in pregame. And, this is one of those games we said as it went on there, it's tough to manage, but Coach Rod is as good as they come at managing those and did a great job today. And wish the best to Western Beaver moving forward. And like I said, I think they got a bright future with a couple of those young sophomores.
I have to agree with you, Don. They're struggling this year, but things look good. They got, like you said, a lot of good young sophomores. So in a couple of years, they're going to have a nice little ball team here. So
yeah, absolutely. I think if they stay the course, and that's the thing you always got to talk about when you're coaching a team through a tough spot like this, is staying the course. And like I said, I've been there. I mean, I had a winless season in Charleroi, and it was with young guys that played hard. And 2 years later, we're 9-1 and hosting a playoff game. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you got to look forward to and try to focus on it when you have a tough season. But as far as our Chargers go, it's on to a big one. I mean, Shenango gave us fits up in Shenango, and that's a game that can, if we're not focused, it's a game that could really put us in a bad spot, as far as winning the conference goes. So I'm sure we're going to get back to work tomorrow, and Coach Rod will have them ready for Friday night.
All right, that'll wrap it up here from Industry, Pennsylvania, Western Beaver High School, as the Chargers victorious over the Western Beaver Golden Beavers 82-42, and keeping pace with the big boys in the section. So that's all they need to do right now. Right now they're tied for first place coming into tonight with Neshannock for number 1 in the section. So that's all they can do. You can only take care of what you can take care of. So
absolutely.
I want to thank everybody involved here. I want to thank Nick Millitzer on the camera. Of course, Coach Don Millitzer next to me here on the mic, on the call. And I'm OLSH saying thanks a lot, everybody, as the Chargers take down Western Beaver 82-42. We'll see you next time. It'll be Thursday. Next time we're on the air as Coach Mike Rodriguez is on the mic with me for the girls' game against Riverside, which is another big game. That's number 1 and number 2 in that section. So we'll see you then. In the meantime, stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see you right here on the OLSH Sports Network.